Alright, and we're back. Sorry for the restarts there. Having a little bit of trouble getting the cartridge to behave. Hopefully that won't translate into too many inconvenient glitches. Sorry, I couldn't find my controller. There's one section of this song that it sounds a whole lot like the song Dr. Feelgood, which I think is by Motley Crue. I think I made the comparison before. And I think I said it was an Alice Cooper song, but I think I was wrong about that. I think it's a Motley Crue song. The mention of Frankenstein in the lyrics had me thinking of Alice Cooper. I think the section's coming up after this section. After this section. That part right there sounds a lot like the song Dr. Feelgood. Anyway, let's play the game. Welcome back, Sparrow. I have a bit of a headache, so I'm just lying down listening. I dozed off and woke up to my own music, which was so strange. Thank you for lurking, Sparrow. That's a beautiful sunset right there. That color gradient. I really like it. Hopefully, I hope the headache clears up for you soon, Sparrow. The story auto-scrolls, and I don't tend to read auto-scrolling text in retro games out loud, but I thought I'd let it play out anyway. I'm all about the sunrises and sunsets too. Love the colors. I'm in good company. Alright, this is probably going to start off pretty rough, as I don't really remember much about this game. I think I just need to go kind of slow and cautious. Okay, we start off with other weapons. Probably don't want to use them just yet. I think that's the situation that you want that other gun for, but I'd be chased. Thread the needle between the bombs. I wonder if that was you shooting those missiles upward? No missiles. Yeah, I like it. It's like a, yeah, comes up out of the background. I like that you see them. I like that you see them in the background, and they don't just fall by surprise, right? There is a warning. Very nice. Very, very, very cleverly put together. Like the brickwork, too. Very nice. We got multiple shades of brick there, even. I like a good brick pattern, especially a pattern made of like colored bricks. It's slightly super ghouls and ghosts. It's actually, the brickwork's actually better than super ghouls and ghosts, I think. There's not a lot of bricks in that game. There's a few. I mean, I made it to the boss. I made it to the boss with a single piece of health left. There wasn't much hope for me. There's a cooking show. Bobby Flay has a cooking show where people challenge him, or he challenges people to like cook some dish in this. They have this like in the. It's not that one. I know he's got a lot of shows like that. He's got one where like he travels around and like competes with people, but he's also got one that like takes place in like a home kitchen, or not like a home, but like a studio, like Bobby Flay's home base kitchen, I guess. You know, within the fiction of the show. But the whole point is that the kitchen set has brick along the outside, and I guess it's painted white, but you can't tell that because it has lights that shine on it. And in one of the rounds of cooking, the bricks are all blue, and then the later round, when things get more intense, the bricks are all red, and they just change them with lighting. But I really like the look of the set. Throwdown. I think it's called Beat Bobby Flay. I think the one I'm thinking of. Throwdown, I think, is the one where he goes to other people, and Beat Bobby Flay is the one where other people come to him. Right? It's that one, the one where they come to his kitchen. I love the bricks in the background of that show. I think you've only ever seen Throwdown. I think I've seen that a time or two. I really like these like cooking shows and stuff like that, but like I don't have like, you know, cable TV or anything, and I don't tend to watch broadcast TV. But whenever Jelly and I go to like visit her parents or whatever, they have like a cable service, and so I'm always turning their TV to food channels. I've seen some cool innovations for the time, and we're only on the first level, Sparrow says. Have you not seen this game before, Sparrow? The beep boop sound reminds me of the Viacom outro. I don't think I know what we're talking about. Explains why I couldn't beat the first boss. You're supposed to wait for it to fly back onto the screen. Is cable TV a bit of a legacy thing by now over there? It certainly is here. Yeah, and I don't know if their service is... I mean, I think their service comes through, like, the internet or whatever, but... I mean, I think it's still basically, like, the same as cable, though, right? I think that kind of stuff. I think broadcast and cable are I think they are pretty much relics of the past. You know, almost entirely for most people. I think the overwhelming majority are just doing streaming stuff. I don't even really bother to do that. A couple times a year, I might, rent a movie on YouTube or watch something, on like Prime or something like that, but if I'm hanging out in my living room, then I almost certainly have YouTube on the TV, and if I'm hanging out in any other room of my house, it's either YouTube or Twitch on my tablet. The enemies are brutal. First time seeing this one for me, I'm liking it. It's really good. It's really fun. Oh no, I forgot this big guy. It's tough. It's certainly a tough game. And you have limited continues, so there's a lot of restarting. There are some clunky features to its design as well. Like, as you probably noticed, that that claw hand was attacking me, even though it was clearly above my head. There's a few bits of nonsense like that. But the good very much outweighs the bad with this game. I think it's a very learnable game, too. It's the kind of thing, after you play it for a little while, you'll know where everything is, and you'll be able to breeze through it. So I think of it as I think that it has potential to be a really good challenger end game because of that. There was a point where we could only dream of the amount of TV channels you have available on cable in the 90s. We eventually got to pay TV type thing delivered over satellite dish, usually. It really made it to the amount of variety you have there, I don't think. I always found the shopping channels so amusing. Watching the hosts pretend to be absolutely knocked off their feet over every single product was thoroughly amusing. And low-hanging fruit to make fun of. There's a very like fascinating quality, right, to that kind of like TV, those shopping channels and infomercials. I can remember flipping through the channel early in the morning. Flipping through the channels early in the morning and getting sucked into a good infomercial. I can remember that quite well. It crashed. The tone changed too. That was weird. All right, let me grab some Q-tips and get this fixed. This is what I get. That's what I get. I was lazy. I didn't want to get the Q-tips when I put it in, even though I saw, like you might have seen, and I had a little bit of trouble getting it. To start up. This is what I get. I deserve this. So let me go clean the cartridge. I'll be right back. Alright, from the top. I remember this game, Greg says. We got it for Christmas in 90 or 91 from Mom, who found it in a bargain rack somewhere. Right on. Sounds like your mom had good taste. Sparrow says, me too. The general consensus here was that almost every product on offer would be a guaranteed disappointment if you ever actually bought it. Oh, yeah. No, I don't think that anyone I knew ever bought anything from a shopping channel or an infomercial. Really? Why am I having so much trouble? It broke again. This cartridge is gonna ruin my night. She got whatever game was cheap. Sounds like one of my moves. That's why I own most of what I have in my collection. I found it cheap. I use zip ties to hold my microphone wire in place along the stand, you know, and one of them had flipped up and it was poking up into my view and I couldn't see the TV. I mean, I could, but I saw this zip tie sticking up in my face. The downside to real hardware. I think, Frownie, you should have a coffee table in front of you with the NES close by for a fast way to fix it. I couldn't do that, Sparrow, because I have to have a desk with my computer on it close to me. The only real way to do that would be to have the console also on the desk with the computer. But I wouldn't want to change what console I have on my desk. Like I'd have to switch them out all the time. So like it is annoying to have to get up to mess with it when something happens, but the alternative is having to switch the console out every time I want to play a different system. And that's for one, it's unacceptable. Like it's an unacceptable hassle, I think, and two, it's bad for my consoles. My Super Nintendo, the power plug is very fragile, so I don't ever want to unplug the power cord. Where the wire plugs into the console, I never want to take that out any more than I absolutely have to, because because I don't want to break it. I've broken those before, and they are a pain to replace. I wish I could just hardwire it, right? I wish I knew what to do to just have the wire not plug into the Super Nintendo anymore, but just have the wire connect to it permanently, and never have to worry about it. But I don't know, you know. That's a mod I would be very interested in making to my console. To have the power wire permanently affixed in place, so I don't have to worry about breaking the thing it plugs into again. That's number one. That's number one on my list of desired system modifications. Just be soldering the wire to the right pins. Yeah, I'm not bold enough though to trust my soldering ability and my pin selecting ability. I feel like I would either damage it or create a tremendous fire hazard, or both. The more expensive games like Final Fantasy or Dragon Warrior we had to buy ourselves, Greg says. For some reason, I imagine a laptop for your setup. It is a laptop, yeah, but yeah, I've got a webcam that's on its own stand, which is actually not on the desk, but mounted to a different table. But yeah, I've got the laptop, the webcam, and the microphone. And the microphone's on like a full like microphone, you know, like stand, like, you know, like you would use on a stage. It's big and obnoxious and clunky to move around. So it's me, Sparrow says. What was one of the more expensive games you recall giving up and buying? Oh, one of the more expensive games I gave up finding cheap? Well, I have a thing, like I'm really hesitant to ever pay more than $60 or $70 for a game. And I don't know that I've ever gone over that limit. Maybe by just a little. I might have bought something that was like 75 or something. I feel like Conker's Bad Fur Day, I think I paid $60 for. I don't remember if it was the Cryon Conquest or DuckTales 2. One of those cost me 70 something when I bought them. And both of them might, but I bought them right around the same time, and I don't remember which was which. I'll be spending $70 for Tears of the Kingdom in May. That'll be the most I've spent on a game, Greg says. Yeah, I'll be paying that price right along with you. I don't know if you have it on pre-order yet or not, but it might be a little cheaper if you get it from Walmart. I have noticed that a lot of games that debut at $60, at least at you know, my local Walmart, they usually come out at $50. Your mileage may vary. But I've got a Target. I've got a Target right near where I live. But if a Switch game comes out that I want, I don't ever buy it there. I drive all the way across town to the Walmart because I can save $10. I mean, I don't think it's going to be something that's necessary to pre-order. I'm sure Nintendo's going to make, you know, 2 copies for every person on the planet, so... Should be perfectly easy to get a hold of. This game is on the Switch, by the way. If you have the online service, it's in the NES collection on the Switch. While that boss is dying, his last projectile, if it hits you, will kill you while you're frozen in place during the boss's death animation. You still remain vulnerable, and that last projectile can kill you. One moment. Nintendo could really just make an absolute killing on re-releases. Yeah, we were talking about that the other night. That I don't understand Nintendo. Nintendo is so paradoxical because, on the one hand, Nintendo loves to charge full price for super old games. Every time they release every time they re-release an old game, they want to charge full price for it every single time. But also, Nintendo hates to re-release their old games. I don't understand. There's nothing they love more than charging full price for a re-release, but then they also never re-release anything. I don't see how they can hold both positions. It's a hate charge. It's a hate charge. They charge you full price because they feel spite for making them re-release a game. I think you're right. I think that's what it is. That's what holds those positions together. It's a hate tax. The Prime remaster was only 40. Yeah, but look at the Kirby game that's coming out. Is that going to be only 40? Still a lot of money for an old game. I don't know. You know I love Nintendo. You can tell when someone loves Nintendo by how much they complain about Nintendo. Do you think it's reasonable to charge $40 or even full retail for a remaster? I think it's a bit much. I think that's probably a bit much. Not very much work goes into a remaster, right? I guess it depends. I mean, it kind of depends on the extent of the quality of the remaster and the and any extras that are included with it. You know, for like when they did like Mario 3D World, like they put a fairly substantial, you know, extra game in it. It wasn't a, you know, a full-sized extra game, but it wasn't trivial. Bowser's Fury, so you know that was worth I think that one's worth a lot. I think $40 is fair, VR says. $70 for new games is killing me. I mean, I think that's the way it's just gonna be. Hey, welcome in, Raiders. I found somewhere safe we can stand, so good timing. Welcome in. Buddha the Fett, thank you for the raid. Welcome to your friends. Hope you're having a fantastic evening. I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for coming in. How are you doing tonight? Tell us, what were you doing on your stream, and how did it go for you? My friends, if you want to take a moment to use that shout-out link to check out Buddha the Fett's channel, that's what I'm doing myself, so you got some time. Click through and perhaps give him a follow. Welcome to Vault 66, the About page says. Grab yourself a Pip-Boy. This is Fallout stuff, right? And a lightsaber and make yourself comfy. We play a large variety of games without any real focus aside from fun. Nice. Feel free to hang in chat, try our commands, just lurk in the shadows. No matter how you choose to enjoy, we're glad you're here. Beautiful. I'm going to give you a follow, my friend. Hopefully if our streams don't overlap too often, if I catch you live sometime when I'm not streaming or otherwise occupied, I'm certainly going to do my best to try and drop in someday. But I'm going to give you a follow for now. Hopefully make that happen somewhere down the line. You're playing Dusk. I actually don't think that I've played that. But if I could ask, what kind of game is Dusk? First person, you already answered my question. A first person shooter. Not normally my playstyle, but it's a pretty good one. Right on. Thank you for the follow, Buddha. Very much appreciated. Very kind of you. Happy to have you on board. Sorry, just catching up on the chat there a little bit. I missed some things right before the raid. Be sure to be in from time to time. Love watching retro streamers. Thank you. Yeah, that's what we do. So we've got I'm mostly a retro variety guy. I stream a whole lot. Here lately, I'm live several nights a week, most weeknights. We go live around 11 p.m. Central Time and stream until question marks. Usually somewhere between 5 to 7 hours. And yeah, anything Commodore 64 to PlayStation 2. With the occasional Switch game thrown in here or there is generally what I'll do. We strive for a pretty sort of laid-back atmosphere. A good, relaxing, late-night kind of vibe. I like to do, so my gameplay style, when I'm doing a first playthrough of something, well, usually when I'm doing any playthrough of something, but especially when I'm doing a first playthrough of something, we prioritize, like, super strict blind playthroughs, so it can get kind of ugly sometimes. I get confused and stuck in games a lot, because I never want to do any research, and I refuse to receive any help. No matter how badly I need it. So things get pretty ugly. And when the game isn't too hard for me, I challenge myself with challenge runs. And try to do, like, you know, deathless or no items and things like that through games like Castlevania and Contra and Ghosts and Goblins. I haven't done Ghosts and Goblins yet, but I've done Super Ghouls and Ghosts. And I also tend to play a lot of broken trash games, so if you like really jank stuff, you'll be happy with what we have going on here a lot of the time. Anytime a game is garbage, I get really excited. And then I always regret playing it. This is a good one, though. Journey to Silius. I don't know. You may know it. This is a really fun game. Dusk is an awesome game, Angela says. I need to play more of that myself. I actually do a ton of PlayStation 2 breaks on my channel as well. Nice. Dusk reminded me of Blood. At least the first episode did what I played. I don't think I've heard of that one, Angelus. Try to do the same, actually. The struggle is half the fun. Wonderful. I can absolutely respect that. I love it. I love it. I mean, I will say, 2 or 3 times a year, I do break down and ask the chat to help me. If I get hopelessly stuck in one spot of a game for about 3 hours, then I might ask the chat for a hint. I try to never do it, but you know, my track record isn't perfect, but it's pretty good. It's pretty solid. The unfortunate thing The unfortunate thing is with some of the trash I play, when I eventually do get stuck, because it's such a terrible game, no one else has ever played it, so no one can help me. It was particularly painful when that happened to me during Shadowgate 64, which is not a trash game. Shadowgate 64 is a really good game, but it's also a game that not a whole lot of people have played. I can get behind that. I'm the same way with movies. The no spoilers approach. The love of trash. Okay. Fair enough. Yes. All right. Let me see. Homing. There we go. All right. That's how you're supposed to do that. Part of the reason I'm so terrible at this game is I never use the other guns. I am having so many problems tonight. Have you ever seen a game just reset itself? This game is cursed. So another feature of the stream is I play on original hardware. And not all my games are in the best condition. Oh. Reset itself. Don't be silly, us. Thank you, Sparrow. Thank you for that one. Nothing feels better than a little salt in the wounds, right? Yeah. No, you're perfect. You're perfect. That was the best time to make a pun. I'm just, why is it doing this to me? Why is it treating me like this? I want that mug. It's a giant mug. It's nice. It's probably a bad thing that I have this mug because it's gigantic, and I drink 2 of this mug full of coffee. That's probably way too much coffee to be drinking. But I like coffee. The colors and design are amazing. I'll try and take a nice high quality photo of it and put it in the Discord for you, Sparrow, and you could admire it anytime you would like. It's actually, like, it came with a lid for, like, steaming vegetables. The idea, I think, of it is that you're supposed to steam vegetables you put vegetables in it in the microwave. It's got this, like, plastic lid that seals tight, but it has a vent. You send back your favorite mug? All right. We don't want to start a channel just for mugs on the Discord, right? Is that what this is going to lead to? If we decide to make it, I'll be sure to get it posted quickly. So we'll have that up and running, in about 2 years. All right, let me get the game restarted so I can press some buttons again. I'm not gonna give up on it just yet. I'm gonna give it another try. That took a lot of effort. It did not want to cooperate. I think if it crashes again, we might want to play a different game. Maybe we will do Battletoads if it crashes again. I know I said I wasn't going to do it tonight, but I might not have any other choice. The mug I like so much is actually really worn in, but it came in a 2-pack. The second one is tucked away, possibly never to be used unless my existing one breaks. I can relate to that. That's the kind of thing I would do. So I use this big purple mug on the stream a lot of times. I mean, you know, I've got a handful of different mugs. There's a Harry Potter mug that I use. There's a purple and there's a green. I think they're Rainforest Cafe mugs. But I tend to pick my mugs pretty much exclusively based on their size. The aesthetics are never really a factor. I just like my mugs to be very large, and preferably, you know, preferably of a sturdy variety. Nice, thick, insulating walls. But the purple one, the purple Rainforest Cafe mug, it had an elephant on it, and I have a mild fondness for elephants. They're not like, you know, I don't like decorate my rooms in elephant pattern or anything like that, but I find them to be very relatable creatures. So it's a rather nice mug, but unfortunately, I actually dropped it and broke it at one point, and so I had to get a replacement. So I understand the desire to have a backup. I like that the elephant mug is purple though. My when I was in college, my college colors were purple and gray. Since I'm more of a latte man, I have to temper my mug size with how much milk I'm willing to drink in one sitting. How much milk I'm willing to drink in one sitting, Sparrow, is yes. I love milk. However, I would never want to water down my coffee with milk. And I'd never want to water down my milk with coffee. See, I told you that you were fragile during the boss's death animation. We just got robbed. There's nothing you can do about that. I couldn't jump over that last bullet, because when the boss dies, you're locked in place. That's so terrible. That's the worst thing. That's the worst thing the game could do to you. I'm okay with your hitbox still being active while the boss is dying, but not if they take away your control. If they take anytime the game is going to take away player control, then the character should be invincible for that window of time. Ideally, you just never take away player control, but if you're going to take it away, then you owe the player the courtesy of making the character invincible. Because it's very bad when the game kills you. But essentially, that's what I'm doing, right? I'm handing the controller off to the game so it can play instead of me for a while. And then what does it do? It goes and gets my character killed. Unacceptable. Good night, Frownie. Good night, Key. I hope you've had a wonderful evening. Thank you again for the raid. I always appreciate you coming by and bringing your people, trusting us to take good care of them. I hope that you continue to have success with Cuphead, and I'll see you again. Mugs somehow mean something. Unfortunately, Greg had a mug his mother gave him, who passed away quite some time ago. It was showing signs of cracking on the inside for a while, but recently it finally broke. That's, well, thank you for the hydrate, Key. Yeah, mugs can become pretty sentimental, I think, because, I mean, it's easy to attach really fond memories to them, right? Because hot beverages are something that is so relaxing and soothing. That I think just because, because of the context that we use them in, that it's very easy. It's very easy for them to build up positive associations like that. Spent a long time trying to find one that was nearly identical to its unique shape, and it so happens to be a run of mugs with individual lettering on it, so I got him the Jima. Nice. You got some pretty stiff competition there, Sparrow, with a gift from Mother, but hopefully this mug will also become very dearly cherished. There was certainly no replacement. Of course, I took it too far and also bought a 6-pack of mugs I found that were a similar shape, so it could hopefully never happen again. Better to be over-prepared than under-prepared, right? I think the same way. I tend to want to do everything in excess. Greg doesn't have much in a material sense, but he's happy. Does break my heart when he loses what little he has, though. It means a lot more, right? That's why so many of us, like, you know, like with video games, right? Most of us growing up didn't have very many video games, and so like we grew very attached to the ones that we had as a kid, regardless of their quality. We're on stage 3. That's the furthest we've gotten tonight, is this stage. Because, nonsense keeps happening to me. I think there's 6 stages, so if we get through here, we'll be halfway through the game. Hello, Lightbane. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. That's a big true, even though I know it's actually terrible. Castlevania 2 will always hold a special place in my heart. Castlevania 2 isn't even really that terrible. It's not, you know, it's not great, but there are things to like about it yet. VR enjoyed Castlevania 2, yeah, and I know that Greg of Greg's Retro channel, who hangs out here, also really likes Castlevania 2. It's better than some of my nostalgia. Right, one of the games I'm nostalgic for is Bartman meets Radioactive Man, because that was one of my childhood games. That game is not easily defendable. I did. We did play that one in the stream. I actually beat it. I think I beat it for the first time when we played it on stream. I never beat it as a kid. I was always real bad at it. Hey V, welcome in. I hope you are doing well today, my friend. As did I, even though I never beat it until the internet became big enough for me to find out why. Castlevania 2. I don't blame you. The only reason I was able to beat it was that was one of the games I actually had to ask for help. I said I asked chat for help once or twice a year. I asked for a hint during Castlevania 2. I got myself badly stuck, but some of the more like infamous stuff in it was kind of already spoiled for me, so I didn't really, I never really got a true first experience of that game, just because it's so notorious. Found the old game through an old Game Player's Guide VHS tape. Kind of knew what to do before playing it, VR says. Right on. Weirdest game I had that I kind of liked anyway was probably Kid Cool. I haven't tried that one yet. Just opened my eyes like 10 minutes ago and still waking up. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. I'm looking forward to the weekend. Don't know, exactly what we're gonna do, but Jelly and I are gonna spend some time together. Have some fun. I'm thinking about trying to find a good like point and click game to for Jelly to play. She likes point and click games, and I like to watch her play them. Very nostalgic game for me was Snoopy on the C64. You might want to play that one day. It's so terrible, but I still love it. Snoopy. Can you whisper that to me, Sparrow? Just whisper to me C64 Snoopy. Because I'm gonna try this weekend to pick up. I'm gonna try this weekend to pick up another batch of C64 games to maybe play next week or maybe the week after, and so I'll check. And I'm already gonna check my whispers because Cows sent me a list one time that was generated by the chat. So if it's in there, I'll have a much better chance of remembering it. On the plus side, you didn't get the true blind Castlevania 2 experience, which is the aforementioned, well, I can't beat it, I guess. I guess that's true. I do hate that experience. A good point and click game. Well, that's the thing, Sparrow. By a good point and click game, I kind of mean a bad point and click game. For a while, Jelly and I were playing. We were playing low quality escape room video games on the Switch, and mostly she was playing them, and I was laughing about how bogus they were and what a hard time it gave her. So, yeah, by a good one, I kind of mean a bad one. My favorite of the point-and-click games is a series called Deponia? I don't know if I've heard of that one. Four of them in the franchise. So she'll have a bit to play over. She'd probably appreciate. Let me write Deponia down for later anyway. She'd probably appreciate if I picked something that was actually good. Hey Narblast, welcome in. Yeah, we're playing Journey to Silius. We're playing it for now. If it crashes again, we might switch over to Battletoads. I said I wasn't going to play Battletoads tonight, but or maybe we'll switch to Bartman. Maybe if it crashes again, we'll switch to Bartman, since we were talking about that too. I actually do have a recommendation, and it sounds a bit silly, but trust me, it's Murder, She Wrote. A C64 recommendation, Sparrow, or a point-and-click recommendation? Peacock for the win. Been watching it for the past few weeks, Narblast says. I can never get into the point-and-click games. Last game I played that I believed was called Cross Country Canada, but not sure. An actual good one would be maybe Nightshade on the NES. I think I own that game, actually, Narblast. That one I wouldn't be able to play with Jelly because I'd want to do it on the stream. There's a game called Nescape that's pretty good. It was an NES cart, but I think it was recently added to modern platforms. Nescape. Where's the crash? Yeah, so we were talking before, Narblast, we were talking about how, like, for most of us when we were kids, we didn't have a whole lot of games, right? So we all became kind of nostalgic for whatever games we had, and no matter how good or bad they were. And that was my example. Is Bartman Meets Radioactive Man is a game that, like, it's a bad game, but I'm nostalgic for it. I like it because I had it as a kid. It's so weird that I had that game too, because my parents didn't let me watch The Simpsons. Of the 3 NES games, it's the worst? You think it's the worst? I thought it was the best. I actually haven't played all 3 of the NES games. I know I rented Bart versus the World. But even then, I've really experienced that one more secondhand than firsthand. And I've never the alien Bart versus the aliens. That one I've never played. Oh, right on. Thank you, Sparrow. Thank you. Never played many point and clicks either. I recall good things about the Legend of Kyrandia series, especially 3 and Loom. That's why I'll defend Where's Waldo to the death. Yeah, I've heard people. I've heard that the King's Quest and Space Quest games are pretty good. My grandpa was the gamer of the house, so I pretty much played his collection growing up. Eventually, I got him addicted to modern titles, thus how I managed to keep up with Pokemon for a few generations. My grandpa had an NES, and he used it to play Tetris. I think it was the only thing he played. He owned Mario Duck Hunt because it came with the NES, but I don't think he ever played it. He played a ton of Tetris, and he also had a game of slide puzzles. I think he had an NES game that was just slide puzzles. If one of those exists, he had it. But I don't remember him ever playing it. I know. I did not inherit any of my grandfather's slide puzzle genes. Because I hate slide puzzles with a fiery passion. If you want to see why I hate slide puzzles so much, then look for a VOD of me playing Survival Kids on the Game Boy Color, and you'll see me struggling with a slide puzzle for an hour and nearly being reduced to tears. I'm not a fan of the random maze at the end of the game in order to prolong gameplay. The end of Bartman. There's a couple places I think that are kind of maze-like like that. Any game that has an arbitrary maze to artificially extend gameplay will always lose points with me. You must share my hatred of Echo the Dolphin then, Nar. Your grandpa taught you how to read with Final Fantasy II on the NES? Nice. Kyrandy is very comical. Puznik, I think that's it. Maybe not. Maybe, though. When you rotate a room, all the tiles slide to that side. Does it have a... Do you know? Does it have a picture of a... I feel like it had a picture of a tiger on the cover. Oh, so I just mentioned to Sparrow to whisper me a Commodore 64 game recommendation, and that invitation is open to anyone else. If there's a Commodore 64 game that you would say is worth checking out, then if you want to whisper the title to me, then I'm not going to make any promises, but I will do my best to check it out. See if I can find a copy and get it working on the C64 Mini. to play at some point. Just if you're interested. But I'd ask that you whisper it, because I'm not... for one, I'm getting tired of writing stuff down. But also, it's just nice to have them all. It's nice to have them all in my whispers for easy to reference when I'm searching. That's not it then. I could be remembering wrong. I don't know. I'll have to do some looking and solve the mystery of what puzzle game my grandpa had. I'm probably going to find out that it wasn't even an NES game. Oh, you can walk through there. I thought you had to jump through those. I didn't know this was something you could walk through. I've been jumping through it the whole time, and that's a bit more clumsy. This is what happens when you make assumptions. Chips Challenge. I did finish Lester. Yeah, I played through the whole thing, Sparrow. It's not that long of a game. It's really good. For anyone else out there, if you're interested in Commodore 64 games, there was one released this year. It's called Lester, and it's like a Metroid-style game, and it's really good. Sparrow pointed me in the direction of it, and I'm really happy he did. I had a lot of fun with it. It's got a few flaws. There's a little bit of a there's quite a bit of a difficulty curve toward the end, and some of the jumping takes a bit to get used to. There's some pretty wide gaps. But, I mean, it's phenomenal overall. For me, the flaws didn't ruin the experience, but I will let you know they are there. So you want to go in prepared to get used to a few things. But they're very minor in the grand scheme of things. How much health does this guy have? Goodness. That's what I absolutely love about the C64. People are still making new titles for it. Yeah, I haven't. No, it's not Lester the Unlikely. That's what everyone thought. That's what everyone thought I was going to be playing when they came into the stream. But yeah, it's a completely unrelated. Lester and the Unlikely game is not great. I hear bad things about it. Still think it's wild that developers are still making games for the Sega Master System. Yeah, I really enjoyed that, Sparrow. It was a good time. You're gonna explore the C64 after the NES? If you ever decide to get a C64 Mini, I can strongly recommend to you, if you want to play games with a gamepad, the best gamepad for the C64 Mini is the Pokken Tournament Wii U gamepad. The Switch one might also be compatible, but I don't know. I haven't tried it. I know the Wii U one is compatible with the C64 Mini. The Pokken Tournament gamepad. It is wonderful. It is great for the C64 Mini. And the word isn't out there. The word isn't out there yet. I'm doing my best to let everyone know, but you have the C64 Mini. Great. Yeah, if you like the joystick, more power to you. I got tired of that joystick, and the Pokken Tournament controller has been it's been great to me. Yeah, I don't really know what it is. I don't really know what it is. Pokken Tournament. It's something Pokemon. I really doubt that it's a Tekken crossover. Although I don't think you were serious either. Of course. But I was saying, I don't even know what it really is. I'm doing real bad. I'm just getting hit by everything. I'm not even trying. Yeah, I don't like the stick at all. The one thing, there is one weird thing. The Pokken Tournament controller, the one weird thing about it is, like, you know, it's like a PlayStation controller in shape. It's got like the legs that come off of it. The one thing you have to get used to with it is the angle of the legs is really extreme. Like, you know, like this comes off down here at like this angle. The Pokken Tournament legs come off more like a much steeper angle, which if you're used to most controllers have a much more gradual tilt to the legs. So it does feel different in your hand, which some people might not like. But doesn't bother me at all. I actually bought it for use with Mario Maker. Hey, Sarconius, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for bringing your friends by. Very pleased to have you here. Tell us, what were you doing tonight? What brutal challenge were you putting yourself through? I saw your thumbnail when I went live. But I can't remember what you were playing. So you'll have to fill us in. You'll have to enlighten me. My friends, if you want to use the link there in the shout out to give Sarconius a follow, he's got a great stream. He does retro stuff, and he does brutally difficult challenges. He hunts those retro achievements, and some of them are quite disgustingly brutal. He did a Mortal Kombat game on the PS2 recently, even though it also forced him to do Mortal Kombat 2 because it's an unlockable on the disc. Unreasonable. And I had the pleasure of watching him do 2 loops of Castlevania Chronicles with 5 or fewer deaths. Nightmares, all of them. welcome in the Juker. Thank you for being here. Blaze Blue, Calamity Trigger. It's a set I'm dropping. I am glad this one time he said no. That bad, huh? They tried to make a quote-unquote normal controller for the C64 Mini, but they failed, Nar says. Logitech has a wired controller that sounds similar to what you're describing. You have to be careful, though, because Logitech controllers are hit and miss with the C64 Mini. So we're casually doing some Journey to Silius tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat it. I'm going to try my best. The game has been crashing a lot. I've done my best. I've done my best to get the cartridge to do its job, but it's been crashing a lot, and I've been to stage 3 a lot of times, and it kept locking up. We're on stage 4 now, I think, though. And I'm gonna be at this for a while. You know, even if I game over, I'll probably give it another try as long as it doesn't crash. If it crashes, we'll throw on a different NES game to finish out the night. This is a game I have beaten it once before, but only once, and that was, I think, over a year ago. So I'm definitely not very good at it. But it's a fun game, Journey to Silius. I know Sarconius played it as well, which is probably part of why it's been on my mind for a while. I picked it up sort of randomly. It just kind of caught my eye tonight. Silius is a fun time. It really is. It's got a few things that kind of like make you roll your eyes. There's a few rough spots. I mean, most games do have a few rough spots, so it's no big deal, but the good far outweighs the bad with this one. And for anyone who's new to the stream, if you've just come in, one more time, thank you for coming in and joining us. I appreciate you checking out the stream and giving us a shot. I'm Frownie, of course. I stream several nights a week, 11 p.m. Central Time until question marks. We usually go for about 5 to 7 hours. Here lately, I'm lucky to have a lot of time to devote to streaming, so I try to be here fairly regularly for some pretty lengthy streams. I'm primarily a retro streamer, C64 to PlayStation 2. Anything in that window is pretty much fair game, with an occasional game on the Switch mixed in there as well. Current projects we're working on, I'm trying to beat Battletoads for the first time. That's an ongoing thing. I play that almost every night, and I sometimes get a little further. Usually not. But, we'll get there one day. And I'm working my way through Dark Souls. Some of the things, like, about the way I play games, I've got a very super strict blind policy with every game I play. So I never do any research, and I stubbornly refuse all help and assistance of any kind. I'm a madman, and so it makes games really hard for me. There's a lot of confusion and a lot of struggle on the stream, but when we do finally achieve a victory, it's glorious. I like to do challenge runs of games sometimes. I'm not quite the gamer that Sarconius is, but I have taken on some pretty tough challenges. We've done Castlevania, Contra, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I've done deathless runs through each of those, and sometimes even with like additional like item restrictions or something like that on top. And I have a tendency to play a lot of broken trash games. I like jank games, and I really like finding if I can find like a series of licensed games that are all garbage, then you can bet we're going to suffer through them. We've done marathons of ET games, Scooby-Doo, Powerpuff Girls, Taz. All horrible, awful nights. And we play them, if I can make it, we play them to credits at least. And a lot of times we 100% them and it's horrible. So there's the very long summary of the stream. That's what we're about. It's generally a very laid back and sort of comfy vibe that I strive for. Everyone can chill and relax and enjoy themselves, while I struggle and cry my way through games that are just way too hard for me. Alright, let me catch up. Sarconius says it's just too much. Arcade mode with all 12 characters, story mode 100% with everyone, and a brutal mode where you have to 1cc every character with immensely jacked up difficulty. The going through the same, so any game where you've got to go through the whole thing 12 times. That's rough. That's really rough. This is the retro community, so we're used to the jank and dated. I love it. I like your jank emote, Sparrow says. It's beautiful. Good to hear you're making progress. Yeah, I can make it up to level 11 in Battletoads pretty consistently. I've gotten really decent at stages 1 through 10. But stage 11 wrecks me every time. I don't know why I never changed the guns. I suffer so much because I never changed the guns. I remember now, the first time I ever beat this boss, the game glitched out and the screen was a scrambled mess and I couldn't see anything. So I didn't know what anything was. But I had an idea of where it's where its weak point was, and I could see I could see like the movement through the glitches, but it was a scrambled mess. And I somehow still managed to figure it out through the glitch and beat it. Now it's clear, and I'm not even confident that I'm gonna make it through. No, I'm so bad. They don't really move very consistently. I don't use this enough, and I love it, Sparrow says. That's one Jelly and I were actually talking about replacing that emote because it never gets used. Unfortunately, when it's really small, I really like the idea of the emote, but it doesn't read very well. The arrow is really hard to see. The idea of the emote is that he's dodging the arrow by pulling his frown out of the way. So I may not have effectively conveyed the idea since I have to explain it. The idea is that arrow's coming at him, and he casually pulls his frown out of the way so that the arrow passes by cleanly. I love the idea, but it doesn't read as well as I would like. Carbuncle, welcome to the stream. Thank you for following. Delighted to have you on board with us. Thank you for that. I think this is my last continue, so this run is in dire jeopardy. The thing is that the thing I'm most afraid of in this game is actually the last stage. The last stage in this game has like an auto-scrolling section at the beginning, and because I haven't played it in a very long time, I don't know that I'm going to be able to make it through that very cleanly. I have thought this would be a really good run, a really good game to do a deathless run for, though, because like as poorly as I'm playing it tonight, this game like is very learnable. All the enemies are in predictable places, and so it's gonna be like, you know, it's one of those games like if you just learn how to approach it, I think you can move through really fast and really cleanly. And I think I'd be interested. I like this game enough. I think I'd be interested in the process of learning it. So we might actually end up doing a lot more of this on the stream a little further down the line. I don't necessarily know I want to juggle this at the same time as Battletoads, but I think I definitely do want to devote a good chunk of time to it when the time is right. I think I've just sealed the fate of that emote, though. Well, the thing is, I don't have a replacement for it currently, so it's safe for now, at least. At least it's safe until Jelly finishes her next video project. Because I wouldn't want to distract her away from that with my nonsense. I wish it were a little bit more convenient to switch between the different weapons. If you could just tap select to rotate through them. I'd use them. I think I'd use them a lot more. No. Come on, Frownie, focus. Alright. I was doing well for a while there. Feels a bit Metroid-like, this game. Aesthetically, I think this would fit in real well with the first Metroid, this part here. I don't know if I can think of any scenario in the game that it really reminds me of. This enemy has a lot of health. And I'm attacking it less and less frequently. Hey, victory! Just this boss, yeah. I think that it could fit in. I wouldn't be too surprised if I were running through the corridors in Metroid and came upon a room that looked like this boss. In fact, it looks like the rooms. It looks like certain rooms in Super Metroid. I think the rooms where you get power-ups. It kind of look reminiscent of that. These look like the weights. These look like the weights that you pull down in like a old-fashioned grandfather clock. No. I thought that that was going to be like a thwomp. I thought it was going to... Bullet sprinkler. Thought it was going to go back up. I'd love some sort of modern rendition of a grandfather clock. It almost scares me that my niece and her friends struggle to read analog clocks. Did you watch the Technology Connections video on analog clocks, Sparrow? It made me want to buy one for every room of my house. No! 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 That shouldn't have hurt me. It's smooth on the top. It shouldn't hurt you to land on the top of that thing. The spikes should hurt you, not the smooth part. don't think so, but it sounds like it'd be great. He was just talking about how the analog clock, it makes you think about time differently because of the way you visualize it. Because you can't really visualize digital time. In quite the same way. And it made some interesting points. I have a large skeleton clock with Roman numerals. It's a lot bigger than I expected it to be, but I still love it. Do you mean is a skeleton clock like a type of thing, like a skeleton key is a type of thing? Or do you mean it's like Isaac with a clock inside? That's a cool Skelly. Thank you, Juker. That's Isaac. He's my co-pilot. I don't know what it is, but ever since we moved to the couch, he just can't stop staring at me. I think it's the hat. I think the hat weighs his head down because over time, every night I'm always pointing him back toward the screen. And every time I look over at him, he's staring at me, so it's a little odd. I live near a guy that all year has a giant plastic 12-foot skelly in his lawn that he dresses up. 12 foot is impressive. It must be difficult to find outfits for. Yeah. Isaac experiences a wardrobe change every now and then. It's currently covered in hearts and flowers. I got Isaac, my wife gave me Isaac for Christmas several years ago. We've had him for a long time. It's hard to explain. Imagine two wrought iron circles, one large, one small. In between are metal Roman numerals. Inside is a plus shape with a clock assembly in the very middle. I don't know if I have the visual imagination to picture this, Sparrow. Several years ago, Isaac said he was very thirsty. Hey, men, welcome in. Journey to Silius. I still have the original card I purchased at EB Games /Funko Land back in the day when it came out. I don't remember where I got my cartridge from. It still has a price sticker on it. It says it's like handwritten, like a yard sale or flea market. It says JC $5 P. I don't know what it means. I guess I'm assuming it's $5. There's no dollar sign. It says JC 5.00p. I don't remember getting it, but it's a good game. It's a good game. It's a lot of fun. We're gonna start again. Lucky you, I paid way more than $5. I don't remember what I paid for it. I guess probably $5. That was probably, I have no memory of buying it. But that's the case with a lot of my games. I'll take a photo. I hate to admit that every man and his dog seems to have the exact clock now. It also wouldn't look out of place in a patio or somewhere outdoors. That's kind of what I was thinking of. Was like, I was sort of thinking of like a lawn chair. Like, it's just because of the description. I was thinking of like wrought iron patio furniture or something. So not really a lawn chair, but had to be between $65 and $85, which is normal back in the 80s. Yeah, I didn't even know about this game back then. Actually, I had this game, for ages before I even knew it was what kind of game it was or that it was any good. Thank you for the follow, Juker. Very much appreciate you coming on board with us. Thank you very much. Paid $95 for a copy of Rescue on the NES. See, I don't really have any concept of what games cost back then. I was my parents were the ones buying all the games. Back in the 80s, like, games just appeared. Well, wait a moment. Wait a moment. We can't. Lives are too valuable in this game. I hate to do a reset, just a few steps into the game, but I think we're gonna thank ourselves later if we take care of that now. If you don't know, I keep a wooden sword nearby. This is how I reach the reset button on my NES, so that I don't have to actually have to get up every time that happens. Game prices didn't settle down until the later NES generation. Yeah, and it wasn't until... I don't think it was till the N64 era that, like, I started to have a firm concept of, like, buying games and the price to buy games. Like, during the NES era, like, we would just get a new game occasionally. That jump was terrifying. I did not think I was going to make it back to the ledge. There's got to be a better way to do that. But I didn't want to get surprised by that laser again. You don't have a firmly fixed jump arc, but you also don't have a lot of mid-air control. You've got like a medium fixed jump arc. But I was gonna say, yeah, we would just sometimes get games at seemingly random intervals. It wasn't didn't really have much of a concept of it during the NES era. During the Super Nintendo era, I started to receive games as gifts every now and then. And it wasn't until about the end of the Super Nintendo era that like the idea of like going to the store and buying a game was something that seemed possible. As you know, as I grew older and wiser. And then in the Nintendo 64 era, I was actually at the point where like I could earn and save money and buy my own games. Makes sense. I'm probably 10 to 15 years older than you. Well, I'm basically the exact same age as the NES. I'm right around the same age as the NES. Okay, I'm gonna make a very strong effort to use the various guns on this run. I was a teenager when the NES released. Okay, so yeah, you probably got about 15 years on me, give or take. Game devs figured carts should be pricey since it was like having an arcade cabinet in your own home. My left arm is really sore. I don't know why. I think because I don't have an armrest on my left-hand side. I got one on my right. My right arm is fine. My left arm is getting tired. We'll be okay, though. It's not a... It's a mild inconvenience. Health. If you think about it, since arcades are big money in the 70s and 80s, suddenly they're allowing access to those games at home. Yeah, so I can see, you know, kind of the way that a rental tapes would cost a whole lot of money. For a moment, I sort of panicked inside because I was afraid that the elevator coming down was going to flatten my character. I was thinking, oh no, what have I done? I couldn't thread the needle there. Hopefully someone else will drop a health soon. Nice. We took that other guy out very efficiently. I was checking to see. I wanted to see if it would replace the ammo in the weapon we needed it to, even when it wasn't selected, and it looks like it does do that. So that's very good. I was thinking I probably should have taken out those guns so that I could see if they dropped health. This is such an underrated game. It's amazing. This game is really great. There's a couple clunky parts to it. But I mean, what retro game doesn't have a couple clunky parts, right? Once you get used to them, once you know they're there, like that enemy with his claw hand, even though it clearly passes way above your character, it will hurt you if you're under it. So like the damage box on that claw hand feels really bad. There are a couple jumps where they put enemies after the jump in a way that will knock you back into it. That's very hard to be prepared for. But I mean, you know, it's just small things. Overall, I mean, it's a beautiful game. It's fun gameplay. It's got an amazing soundtrack. It's all good. It's all good stuff. That looks silly. Also, when you pause, like there's no sound effect or anything to tell you you've paused. And the music keeps going, which is great, because you want to listen to the music anyway in this game. But the thing is, like, I go to open my menu, my weapon menu, and because I expect start to be pause, select is pause, start is menu. But I always expect select to be menu, so I hit select, pause the game, and then I'm pressing start. I'm like, oh yeah, select doesn't open the menu. And I start pressing start, and the menu doesn't open because you can't open the menu while the game is paused. So, it's just... such a little quirk can have such an impact. Oh, the weapons all share ammunition. I forgot. I forgot that that's how those work. I was hoping I'd be able to duck fast enough to not receive a bullet in the face. Homing missile, come on. What are you doing to me? Thought we were on the same team. It'd be really nice if health and ammo drops happened a little more frequently. I mean, I get, like, the game would be, you know, maybe the game would be too easy if you had more access to your special weapons, but I really miss them when they're not around sometimes. I say that. I'm missing them now that they're not around. I can't really say that I usually do, because I don't usually use them. But right now, I'm missing them. Since I'm trying to use them. And I've already run my ammo out. Oh, in fact, but the thing is, I need it for the mini boss. I need to save it. I need to not only build my ammo back, I've got to save my ammo. Ooh, I thought I was gonna take damage there. I took damage after it instead. From something avoidable. Sad. Nothing. Come on, health, ammo, anything. Give me any item drop. Game, you're much too cruel. Hey, Castlevania, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate you joining us. Thank you for the vote of confidence. I'm feeling less confident myself, but we'll, you know, I'll die and then I'll get it on the next life. I think I get my weapons back when I lose a life, and there was a checkpoint. I don't get my weapons back. I'm in big trouble. I'm in very big trouble. I gotta play carefully. Look at how generous it's being all of a sudden. I went from no power-up drops to everything. I mean, I could still use more, I could still use more ammo if I were inclined to be greedy, but I'm happy with what I got. I'm not gonna complain. Thank you, game, for your mercy and your boundless generosity. I think if you're ducking and if you're ducking and you want to jump, you have to, oh, never mind. Never mind. You can jump straight out of a duck. Oh, that's going to make this so much easier. I thought you had to stand up first. Come on, why am I getting hit every time now? I know what to do. There we go. Hey, victory. Alright, and our gun refills between levels at least. That's nice. That was, I will admit, that was somewhat foolish kind of running through there. So, aggressively running. Whatever that means. Oh. Oh, that's right. Those things, okay. Those things will fall faster. They don't have to go all the way up to the top. They'll fall earlier to get you. I feel like I knew that at one point. Bad, bad. Oh, it only takes 2. I wasted some. You can stand on top of that thing. I was right the first time. I just did it wrong. Hey, Rush Pirate, welcome in. Ahoy, my friend. Been lurking and shall continue, but wanted to wish you a wonderful stream. Been enjoying watching you play this. Thank you, Rush Pirate. Thank you. It's been a good time. I'm having fun with it. I'm glad that you're here and enjoying it too. Thank you. You really got to be prepared for that part. I think the checkpoint is before that part too. I think I'm gonna have to run through that again when I die, which is very unfortunate. Unless I make it to the boss, but I mean, I got a lot of obstacles to deal with. No, that thing got me. Yep. Yeah, checkpoint's all the way back here. Gross. Oh no, this isn't where I was. Okay, this is good. Cool. Let's see, I think maybe I jump over this one. Well, maybe I just damage boost. I don't know how you're supposed to deal with some of these Mets. No, stop giving me bullets. Give me health, game. My ammo's full. Stop dropping health. Stop dropping bullets. Drop some health. It's mocking me with fake generosity. Something about the environment here reminds me of braided electrical wiring. It's got it's got a pattern that looks like it probably feels very similar to braided electrical wiring. I gotta run through him. The head's still alive. G for gun. Oh, I'm not gonna remember the timing of this. We were close. Come on, no. I don't have a 0 life. We gotta take the level from the top. Oh, we get to play it again. It's not a punishment, it's a treat. I was trying to be cool there and it cost me. I kind of think that there are a lot of enemies in this game that are mandatory damage. Maybe maybe I'm just not clever, but I don't know. Some of these drops with the sprinklers on them, they feel a lot like mandatory damage to me. Ooh, that hurt a lot. I'm grateful it wasn't a one-hit kill. No! I could have done better. The only time I get health is when I don't need any. I think I could use the health there and when I got it, so that was okay. Where'd this enemy come from? And why is this section so bad? Health, please, game. Health. Unbelievable. I'm saving my ammo for the mini-boss. I think this is really good. No! I thought the mini-boss was right here. I thought there was going to be a health refill, or a gun refill, right next to it. And then what did I do? I just wasted ammo. Actually, you know, not a terrible boss in terms of difficulty. It's tedious. If I had another kind of ammo, I could probably, you know. Eliminate him fairly quickly. It also helps not to move toward him, but I'm scared I'm going to land on the laser. It's been fun, but I must be off. Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow after my stream. Well, I probably won't be streaming tomorrow. I usually don't on the weekends, Angelus. So it's doubtful that you'll be dropping by here, but I certainly appreciate the thought. I'm thankful for the raid tonight. Thank you for that. And good luck with your stream. I hope it goes well tomorrow. And I'll see you next week for sure. Funny how a boss this late in the game is so much easier. It really is. It really is. One of the easiest bosses. I think they wanted to give you a break before they crush you at this level, though, right? I don't remember anything about this auto-scroller, except that I think I want to be really far into the front of the screen. I know there's moving boxes at one part, and I think there's a jump you only have one shot to cross. Yeah, right there. That part right there. If you mess that up, the recovery is nearly impossible. Hey, I messed up something else instead. I like that it tells you you're on the final stage. That's kind of like, I guess that'd be like a spoiler, so it's not really a good thing, right? But... Right, so I know I have time to wait here. Oh. If I need to, I can make up the distance before we get to that box. But it builds the anticipation. I actually like that this is an auto-scroller. I don't like that there's no real context for why we have to rush. You know, like it'd be better if there was something chasing us, or if we were on, or if the entire level were a conveyor belt floor, or... That kills you? Oh, I'm mad. I wish the need for constant movement was contextualized, but I like the idea of the last stage being an auto-scroller because of the urgency. And that's also why it's good it told you it's the final stage, because then it's like you're ready to go, so the rushing, it all fits together. I don't mind the spoiler because of the because it connects to the rush. You've never seen that happen? I am uniquely unlucky. Well, I know I'm going to be careful next time. No! No, my chance! Let me just catch my breath a moment. I have a friend that refuses to believe it's the final stage till he sees credits. Even when the game tells you, you just never trust it. You never thought of it like that? I'm not sure, like the auto scroller. I don't know. I'm not very clever or insightful when it comes to games, but there are some things that occur to me, like in relation to like the design of games that I think about. I've always had the same sort of talking points. I always want my auto-scrolling sections to be contextualized by something, and you know, like the idea of it happening on the last stage for like thematic, like, crescendo building, I think is good. The one thing that I think that the one thing I do sort of harp on about games that I think I am decent at, where I think my thoughts are reasonably decent, is the idea of, like, to what extent the game's environments and hazards and sort of constraints and limits make you feel either more or less connected to the player character. I cannot believe I'm still alive. I'm so scared to jump. I really hate design quirks that dissociate the player from the player character in some way. I am the worst. I'm crumbling because of the last stage. The pressure, the final stage pressure has gotten to me. Oh, the best example for that, though, things that dissociate the player from the player character, is foreground obstacles. If there's ever anything like that, where it's made difficult because there's an obstacle in the foreground and you can't see your character, those kind of things make no sense. Because as the player, my perspective should be comparable to the character's perspective. And if my character can see a thing, I should be able to see the thing. No. Why? It looked like it was safe to jump. Ghosts and goblins will do that to you. Ghosts and goblins will do that. You'll never believe it's the final stage ever again. You're right. Hey, lucky there. Alright, they're gonna fall. Nope, I'm not where I thought I was. I was expecting. Okay, alright. I don't remember how to beat this, but I think it was easy. This does not seem easy. I think if I had taken out that olive at the beginning, oh no, there's another olive. I can't home in on the olive. No, it's gonna crush me. I don't remember how to fight the Terminator. That might have been it. I think that was my last. I think I'm out of credits. Do I try again? Do I have the strength to try again? The final stage is designed to eat lives. Yeah, it's, ooh, it's gross. Just run to the nearest junkyard. Alright, let's go. Let's go. I made it to the last boss. Certainly I beat the game, right? If I make it there with more than one life, that guy's in real trouble. Alright, but I should go slow and be thoughtful. Don't rush. Game's not that long. We don't have to hurry to the last level. It's feast or famine with the... It's feast or famine with the item drops. Why? Why? Why is it so generous sometimes and it's so stingy? It's so stingy sometimes. I don't understand. Is it just so it hurts that much more when it refuses to give me items? I think so. Well, health is okay. Health drops in this game are like finding a unicorn. There's some weird artifacts at the top of the screen. It's like the bottom of the screen is wrapping around. The achievement for this game is pretty basic, but you've got to beat it with the standard gun only. Rough. I don't feel like that's just beating it, right? You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. Do you have to do it in one life or one credit, or is it just beat it? Anyway, it you know, whatever it takes. beating it with just the regular gun, like, and also in one life, I think sounds devastating. I think if you can at least use your extra lives. It's still hard. It's still got to be hard, but I give you a little bit of mercy. Well, for me, currently, my only strategy for basic weapons against the sub-bosses, my only strategy is just tank the damage, so I don't ever have any health left for the main boss. The bosses are pretty dodgeable, though. This stage's boss is hard to dodge, but, well, what are all the bosses? Helicopter. This one is like the tank, the lasers. What is the next one? I can't picture... One of the bosses I can't picture in my head. The really easy one is level 5. I don't know. We'll get there. Just beat it. A lot of earlier sets weren't more than just beating the game. I'm expecting this to get a revision any day now. If there's ever a technology to make retro achievement hunting compatible with original hardware, I would sign up on board immediately. I do kind of think at some point that maybe I'll just look up achievement sets and just check them off myself and just do them for the love of the sport. Works with Raspberry Pi. I'll look at the set for Super Ghouls and Ghosts and see what I'll see what it looks like. Give me an excuse to play a whole lot of it on the stream again. Sark, it's okay. Every time I touch a set that Samson has badged, he complains to me that it gets revised. And I've touched this one in the past briefly. As long as I can just avoid bleeding away all of my lives immediately on the last stage like I did previous time, I think we'll be okay. That's a pretty big ask, though. But now that I've seen and been, you know, sort of had my memory jogged as to what the stage looks like, maybe there's a chance. I got lucky there. I got real lucky that that guy missed me. Unlucky to fall onto that thing. Gross. Always the bullets when I need the health. I think it's programmed to give you the opposite of what you need. I mean, the game... There's no way the game is not mocking me. I was pretty sure I was going to lose a life there no matter what, so... I don't want to waste all my, homing missiles. I might have been able... Like, I survived long enough, I might have been able to take him out. But it wasn't worth the risk. I would have been able to do it. Oh well. Oh, are there only 5 stages in this game? I think I was wrong. I think there's only 5 stages. I was thinking there were 6. Oh, no. There's 6 stages, because there's the one with the falling blocks. Okay. Unless this is that stage. I don't think it is. Background is different. I don't know, it's weird. I just played through it. I can't remember. That's how it goes. I know, I need to start taking some, like, vitamin supplements for my brain. Like ginkgo biloba or whatever it is. It is indeed 5 stages. Okay. This stage is the stage with the blocks then. Okay. Here we go. Whoa! Whoa, that was so weird. Alright, so why I was having trouble during that other boss fight is, here's one thing that's interesting. If you push the jump button, if you're laying flat and you push the jump button, you jump. If you're standing still, you push the jump button, you jump. But if you press it during the animation, switching between laying down and standing up, if you hit it in the middle of the animation, you don't jump. So, like, that's why sometimes I would just stand up into the bullets during that boss, because I hit the jump button too fast. That can create some real troubles. The save. That made you so mad the first time playing this? That part of the level, or the thing about jumping? Why not both? The jumping glitch, yeah. Yeah, it's irritating. It's kind of like in Ghosts and Goblins. In Ghosts and Goblins, how, like, if you're crouching and then you want to go into a walk, you have to very clearly release the down button before you press over. You have to... No, you don't do that in this game. No, you don't do that in this game. But you have to completely release the down button before you press left or right, because if you slide your thumb across, even when you let go of down, you still won't get up out of your crouch. Which makes this situation, like, it makes the situation in that game, like, if you're crouched down and firing one way, and then you turn to fire the other way and try to get up to run, or like you fire one way and then you want to turn and run the other way. At least for me. my thumb kind of slides around the D-pad in a way that makes me locked in place. That's how you get through there without taking damage. I finally did it. I was so excited that I just ran into a whole bunch of enemies to celebrate. Uh-oh. My stomach is growling. Didn't eat a big enough dinner. Seven and a half hours, I'm not surprised. I usually only eat one real meal a day. I'll have a little snack for breakfast. I usually have some almonds and a piece of fruit and some milk is my typical breakfast. And then I'll have a really big meal for dinner. And then after the stream, sometimes I'll eat some cashews. My daily multivitamin is a twice a day vitamin, and I take it before the stream and after the stream, and so you're supposed to have food with it, so I always try to have some cashews with my vitamin, or you know, some other type of nut, walnuts, pecans. I just eat fruit gummies. The fruit gummies are delicious. My blood sugar levels would drop sharply, Sparrow says. I mean, I don't know that it's, you know, I don't know that I necessarily have the best, like, diet plan. I may not be at peak performance as often as I could be because of the way I eat, but it's what's worked for me lately. It seems to, anyway. It's convenient. It's convenient for my daily schedule. Is your body clock intentionally a bit off, or are you a fellow insomniac? Well, lately I have had, like, a lot of trouble getting to sleep. I'm off of what I should be. Excuse me, but normally I would have, like, a pretty solid schedule. Where I'd go to bed, like, around 7 a.m. and wake up around 2 p.m. But, past like 2 weeks, I've been finding it hard to sleep at the right times. But I'm a night I am a night shift kind of person. Like probably my favorite shift that I've ever worked long term at a job was when I lived in Korea, because we would work from about 3 in the afternoon to 10 at night, and then we'd just go out into the city and spend all night bouncing around the city until the sun came up, and then you go back to home, go to bed until 2 in the afternoon, and wake up and do it all over again. And that sort of like vampire lifestyle suits me really well. I mean, it's kind of what I do now, except my bouncing around the city time in Korea is now streaming time. 8 a.m. here, but you're still up? Yeah, just past 7 for me. 5 for Juker. Used to be a New Yorker on the East Coast. My girlfriend hates that I'm up, and hates that I'm up at degenerate hours, but she's like, whatever. It is when you are productive. Yeah, that's kind of the problem with me. Like, I start to feel really productive when the sun goes down. That's when, like, motivation hits me and I want to do all the things. I mean, the grenade is just awesome for this boss. Because it moves so slow. They really... And it's so powerful. Like, they really... What were they doing with this boss? They made it as least challenging as they possibly could. Oh, I'm still on grenades. I was trying to predict the timing of the opening. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna get hit by everything. Stream late, end later. It's alright, it's alright. I usually, like, for a while there, I've been doing really short streams on Fridays the past couple weeks. And this one it's just become a real big stream. I mean, I've been having a good time. We got a lot of people hanging out, so I don't want to go anywhere. It's nice that tonight has been atypical. MK, welcome in. You missed Ghouls and Ghosts, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just threw it on randomly. It wasn't planned. This wasn't planned either. When I went to get Ghouls and Ghosts off the shelf, I saw this sitting over there on the NES, and it whispered to me. I had to play it. We had a decent run in Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I'd cleared the first loop in a single life, and then I blundered a bit in loop 2, but still managed to get the 1 CC. And it was a 1 stock 1 CC too. I used extra lives, but they were all extra lives I earned. The game didn't give them to me. That rules. It's a game I'm pretty decent at. Like, you know, I'm not the best at it or anything, but I play it a lot. It's my favorite game. Super Ghouls and Ghosts on the SNES is #1 all time. That's my favorite game. So I can usually do pretty decently at it. I've gotten the 1 life clear twice. And usually it's a 1cc. I actually think I got my first. So Super Ghouls and Ghosts was the second game I ever played on the stream. First night we played Ghosts and Goblins. And the second night I played Super Ghouls and Ghosts. And when I played that one, I got my first ever 1cc in that game. On that stream. And I didn't even realize it at the time. It didn't even occur to me until I was reviewing the VOD afterward. And then since I got to where I could do a 1cc pretty frequently, I had just decided to go for the Deathless. So we went on that grind for a while. And I eventually got a Deathless run, and then I didn't play it for a month. And the very next time I picked it up to play through casually, I got a second Deathless run. The very next time I played it, so that was pretty nice. I was happy with that. But that was it. That's the only 2 times I've ever done it. I was hopeful for tonight when I cleared the first loop without dying. I was hopeful for a third, but that's all right. I would like to do. I've never done a damageless run. I would like to try and go for a damageless run, but it would mean so much. It would be such a grind. With skill like that, you destroy Battletoads in no time. Well, here's the thing. I'm not skilled. It's just I played the game a lot. Oh no, is the Terminator secretly easy? He asks right before he dies. Victory. He's easy if you show up with the right gun. Hey, we did it! A victory, my friends! Terminated. Nice. What a great victory song. I'm really glad we played this tonight. This was fun. Thank you for the GG, Sarconius. I guess we'll probably end the stream here. I watched the last 90 minutes or so, and this looked hard. Well done. Thank you, Vintage. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for the lurk. And thank you for saying hi to us. Thank you for the trophies, Sparrow, the GGs and various trophies. Thank you, Juker. Thank you, Vintage. It's been good. It's been good. I feel like I could kind of keep going a while longer, but this is a good, like, high note to end things on. Let's not have too much of a good thing. We'll wrap the stream. We'll raid out somewhere. Hopefully someone's live that we can drop in on. I feel like Saturday morning, it's not the easiest time for me to find a raid target. I don't feel like a lot of the people I follow are usually around at this time. Well, here we go. I got somewhere I can send us. Well, maybe. Let me take a look first at what all my options are. All right, this will be good. I'm going to send us in the direction of Abby Rebel. Abby's a real friendly streamer, does a lot of retro stuff. She likes arcade games. She does a lot of arcade games, but tonight she's doing Donkey Kong Country. Fantastic retro game. So we'll just drop in and see how that's going. Um, her stream is not quite as family friendly as my stream. Just a heads up, you might hear a little bit of mature conversation and or adult language. Um, try to remember to point that out when it's applicable, just for the people who may want a heads up. But yeah, it's going to be a good time. So so come along, check it out. Thank you for being here, my friends. I really appreciate you. I usually don't stream on Saturdays, rarely on Sundays, but I would say the best time to look for me again would be Monday night. I should be streaming most, if not every weeknight next week, 11 p.m. Central Time. It's gonna be more more Battletoads, more Dark Souls, and who knows what? Maybe some Commodore 64 and starting up something new. So hopefully I'll get to see you then. Be well, my friends. It's time to head out. We're out of stream, so let's go on an adventure.